So pole shuffle, Ali, is it as I remember it? So the 7th and or 6th and 5th qualifiers go together over 3 laps?
That's correct.
The winner of the 2 laps. The winner of that goes on to face the next qualifier, which will be Jamie McDonald.
Yep.
Then the winner of that
and the
one.
winner picks outside, inside.
Yep, so you can go inside, outside, and then Pickens, Stephen Taylor and Allard will be the last one to go out on track.
Correct.
Pole shuffles are cool. We like pole shuffles. So, Dean Cooper, I haven't had a lot to do with him.
Yep.
What's been his background? Because he's been super impressive, as Nick said. Certainly getting into the start of this season with a little bit of momentum off the back of last season.
Yeah, correct. So, funnily enough, the family trait is that Dean Cooper's sister is now the fiancée to Brad Mosen.
Ah, okay.
So there you go. So young Cash Mosen is Dean Cooper's nephew. So there you go. So we're going to run down into Midas turn number 1. Kerry Brocas gives him a hard run down into Midas for the first time, but Cooper clears him and will run them down and lead the opening lap of the pole shuffle.
So the very experienced Kerry Brocas, raced midgets, represented the New Zealand Test team and actually won, I believe, didn't he win a New Zealand SprintCar Championship? He did too.
Not so long ago either.
So Kerry's been racing for a long, long time with a lot of experience. Dean probably not with so much experience, but has been one of the form drivers certainly over the last couple of seasons. So Dean's going to take the win and he will move on. The advantage he has right now, he has some heat in the tyres, he has some heat in the engine.
And some heat in himself.
And Jamie McDonald gets fired up. So Jamie will just get on it and smash the throttle, get some tyre temperature, get some engine temperature up, and he'll choose whether he goes inside, outside. Ali, your pick?
I've been impressed with Dean Cooper this last season, to be fair. He was on the podium at the end of last season, and he's pretty much been on the podium for every sprint car feature here so far this season.
I meant which would Jamie go inside, outside, but that worked just as well. That worked just as well. But Jamie's actually gone inside.
There you go.
Okay, that's interesting. So
drag race to the pole line at turn 1.
Winner of this one goes on to take on MP. Michael Pickens, the current national sprint car champion. Calm before the storm.
Can J-Mac get to the pole line at turn 1 first?
The inside didn't work. The inside didn't work, and it just about slapped the fence with the right rear up the main straight. So Cooper with the early advantage, and look, at the moment that early advantage is probably all it needs. It cannot afford to make a mistake, and predictably he's parked it on the bottom as McDonald's gone searching up top, and is just struggling for traction, trying to run out there with that newly tilled material out there on the top of the circuit. Cooper, he's going to do this one easily.
And Cooper's just get that car pinned to that pole. He rolls off and insult to injury. He rolls off the throttle coming out of turn number 4. He knew he had it in the bag, Jamie.
All right, so that'll mean McDonald will start out of 5. Now, are there any inversions for the sprint car feature? We stopped doing that?
I don't believe so.
So at the moment it would be Brocas out of 6, McDonald out of 5. So Cooper continues to go forward. However, now he takes on Pickens, and Pickens, I'm going to pick, will go to the top. Outside.
There you go. The gas man, MP. What do we think, ladies and gentlemen? Can MP run it to the ground here for the pole shuffle? What do we think?
What about Cooper? What's he thinking at the moment? He's on the inside. I've just picked up a couple, but now seriously, you throw Pickens at me? He needs to get the start of his life to try and get the drive off the inside here. He needs to park it on the pole line with the left rear and try and get that left rear drive off that dark line of material that's no wider than about half a car width off the pole line.
So Cooper just needs to get that 84 down to the pole line, but MP gets the jump and will run it down there just as hard and as fast. Cooper is settling for second spot. He's going to have to rely on MP making a mistake, and I don't think we're going to see it. MP right down on the concrete pole line, and 1 lap left to go for the 1NZ.
I think that was just a case of Michael just progressively getting on the throttle and not standing on it so hard that it just lit up the rears, because these things are 900 horsepower and they don't weigh a lot, and they will just light up at the drop of a hat. Pickens moves on and will go on to take on Stephen Taylor, who is another young gun that is there or thereabouts at most race meetings, and Stephen only knows one way, and that is forward.
Forward and on the gas. Stephen Taylor is not afraid. And I tell you what, from a setup perspective, we highlighted it earlier, Jamie, in one of the other sprint car races, but how far the right rear tyre on these cars are pulled in, given the track conditions.
So you got the stagger, obviously, which is the difference between the left rear and the right rear, but looking at Stephen's car, the car is noticeably running a lot narrower and a little bit more wing angle as well. Maybe not so much as Michael's, but it was earlier on. This will be interesting. So Stephen decided to go to the outside, okay? That's where Pickens started the last one. Pickens will move him up the track as high as he possibly can.
Pretty even.
Oh, Taylor ran over his right rear. It shredded the right rear on Pickens' machine.
So Pickens' right rear is done.
That is one less Hoosier in the world. That is not ever going to see the light of day. Now, what happens here? So Taylor tried to get as close as he possibly could. Here's the replay. Pickens gets the initial jump. There's initial contact there, unsettles the front of Taylor's car, and it runs over the right rear.
I don't think Stephen Taylor was anticipating Michael getting off the gas when he did.
Well, Michael tried to get in low and get it settled to sort of just park it on the bottom and protect that line.
And Stephen Taylor was still hard on the gas.
And that is one absolutely destroyed Hoosier. So, do the team get an opportunity to go out there?
So we're going to have to wait and see.
Is there any such thing as a 3-minute bell? Yes, there is.
Well, yeah, but not once the cars have already been running.
But who's at fault?
How's it work at the MP54?
We got any Stephen Taylor fans out there, Western Springs?
Yeah,
there's a few out there.
Wow, so they've pushed MP's car to the infield. Now, the giveaway is going to be, once you see the red Jeep on the infield, push that 0 USA off, we know how this is going to roll out.
So do they get an opportunity to change that tyre?
No.
Allard's rolling.
Helmet's off.
Allard's rolling.
And we're rolling. So MP is going to be out of grid position number 3 for the sprint car feature.
That's not bad.
I didn't see that coming, Jamie.
All right, so Stephen Taylor. But has it done any damage to the front end, the left front? It's definitely got the left front sideboard on the wing.
Look at Stephen Taylor jinxing to the wall.
Allard's trying to go high, and Taylor was trying to put him in the fence at the Penrite corner. Allard definitely wants the outside. So, look, Stephen Taylor will not concede to anybody. That is one thing I know about this kid.
He's a tough cookie.
You will not outpsych him. Someone as good as Allard and Pickens, you still will not outpsych him. He's got Raymond Griffin on the wrenches helping him this weekend, and Ray not racing himself, so he's on the wrenches and helping with setups with...
Who's your pick, Jamie? Who's your pick? Who's your pick?
Allard, or it ends in turn 1.
Copy-paste. We're away. Allard gets the run, but Stephen Taylor still stays with him. Gets the squeeze down into 1.
Oh, it's on. Taylor was with him. Taylor's got the initial jump. Allard's going to have to throw a Hail Mary to get to him.
I don't think he's going to, Jamie. I think he's going to conserve and just settle for the second spot. 1 lap left to run for Stephen Taylor. He did what he needed to do. Pickens was his biggest threat. Allard throws it in deep and shallow into turn number 1. But Stephen Taylor, he's going to get there. Allard just clips the wall. Stephen Taylor in the 21P. He's going to get there. He's going to be your pole man. And it goes to Stephen Taylor.
So definitely running on the tighter side than even Allard, so that right rear spacing on the 21 is definitely narrower than even Allard's. Allard's is narrow, but it's not as narrow. If you have a look at the gap between the side of the chassis and the inside of the right rear, put your hands together for Stephen Taylor. He will start off the pole for the sprint car main, and alongside him, and he's probably just showed him where he's going to run, will be J.A. Jonathan Allard out of Chico, California. Now of West Auckland.